Hello, today I've come on to share a review. So I was contacted by ELICE UK. They're a company, they sell through Amazon, and asked if I'd like to test their light box. You might have seen some other reviews on YouTube of this, so I accepted, and that is what I'm going to do now. All I've done is unbox it so far, and as you can see it's quite well packaged. So these are like this, with the corners really well protected. I've got the USB lead there, so I'm going to take that out. So it's really well packaged. And then it's in this cover as well. First thing I say is it's really light as well. So there's barely any weight to that at all, which is nice. And we've got the instructions here. So it's actually referred to as a copy board, because obviously you could put your drawings on there and then trace. So you've got all your instructions here, and I'm going to pause for now and read through those and then come back. The operating instructions are really simple. So you've obviously got the USB cable, which just plugs in at the top here, and then you could either plug this into what it says like a mobile power supply or conventional USB. So I've just got my ordinary charger here, and I'm just going to plug it in to an ordinary wall socket, and it's got 3 stages of light. And you just turn it on by this button, so that brings you to the first light, 2, 3, and then off. And it's really as simple as that. I have noticed that we've got these 2 clips here, so obviously you can hold things onto there. They actually seem quite sturdy. They're just plastic, but yeah, they seem okay. So obviously you can clip things onto that. I've already mentioned how light it is, and storage of this is going to be pretty easy as long as it's protected as well. We've also got measuring along the side and the top here. We have 2 of these clips to hold things in place. It says, as far as possible below 300 grams copy of paper, transmission of light will be better. So obviously the thicker your paper, the less light you're going to get through it. And obviously the darker the room, the better this is going to work probably. But it's daylight now, so I'm just going to turn it on to its brightest, and I'm going to try it out with some crystal art. As you can see, this is quite a big crystal art. It's 50 by 70. I've put down this corner of it, and I've attached it with the 2 clips just on the corner there. So yeah, it doesn't need to go on the sides, and that's fine. That's holding that in place. So I've got some of my crystals here, and this is the first time I've done a square drill crystal art. So you might have seen me unbox this one on the channel. So I put it on the highest brightness, and that really does make a difference. I don't know if that's coming across that well on the camera, but yeah, if you take it up to the 3rd brightness, when you're over the top of it looking, you can definitely see. I would say that you probably need it on 2 at least for this one, because this is actually quite thick. But yeah, that's making a big difference to what you can see through paper. It's definitely bringing the symbols up easier to see. And I could see that it would make a real difference if you were copying, tracing something. I would definitely be using this, especially if I was doing it, doing the crystal art in the evening when the light's not great. I mean, it's not great light today, it is daylight, but it's quite cloudy, so there's not a brilliant amount of light in the room. And obviously this is just going to get brighter the darker your room is, which is obviously a bonus. And having those 3 different stages of light makes a big difference. So you can get that brightness right for not only what you're working on but also for your eyes. I'm really impressed with the packaging, the design. Like I said, the lightness. It's going to be really easy to store as long as I pop it into something so it doesn't get damaged or scratched, but it's not going to take up a big amount of space. And even while I'm working on it, I've got a habit of working in a really tiny space. Even though I've got a fairly large desk, just everything seems to spread, and it doesn't matter how many times I tidy it up, I end up with this tiny space, which is not much bigger than this board. So this is perfect size. So that's our brightest, and that's making a small difference there as well from having it on the second. So you've got the low, medium and high. Not sure about the lowest, but in a darker light it might be more appropriate depending on what you're working on. But definitely the medium level and the high level make a big difference to what you can see. And I can see that I'm going to get stuck into this and addicted to filling that in. So I will leave it now. I'm going to leave a link in the description box below, so you can check out the LED board on Amazon. It's $15.99, which I thought was a really good price as well. That's excluding postage. Yeah, and I can't, at the moment I really can't fault it. Obviously I'm going to work with it for a few days, but from this first impression I don't see any problems. And you do get quite a long cable as well, so you don't have to sit too close to wherever you've plugged it in, which is always handy. Yeah, I think I've said everything about it that I can, and so far so good. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, cheerio.